A very pleasant good evening to you as we welcome you inside the Tower Grill on the campus of Arizona Christian University for the Storm Report, Episode 11 for November 29th, 2021. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Derryberry, your program host, and joining me will be Ed Cole, my broadcast partner for ACU football, and also on the program immediately, right out of the gate, we'll talk a little round ball with the currently the number 4 team in the country. That is the Arizona Christian University Firestorm, the men's basketball team. Assistant coach Hudson Welty will join us on the program. Hudson now in his first year, and I think it's safe to say that we got you out of Indiana Wesleyan, which was a huge coup for Jeff Rutter. So first and foremost, Ed, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Kevin, happy post-Thanksgiving to you. Coach,
yes.
Happy post-Thanksgiving to you.
You
bet.
guys as well.
Mr. Welty, welcome to the set. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
I'm not going to go down the Thanksgiving bit because we are on Monday. It's almost, it's midnight almost in the East Coast in some areas. We're done with Thanksgiving, and we just got to end it at some point. So I'm assuming you had a great Thanksgiving. We'll just let it ride right there. Congratulations on the hire. Your thoughts? How did you get out to Arizona? It's a warm weather state that you know, but one of the things that I loved about being in the Midwest a little bit, I visited the campus of Notre Dame, South Bend.
Okay.
The scenes, right? The fall season is absolutely gorgeous. Is that one of the sacrifices that you left behind to come out to Arizona?
Yeah, I'd say so. In Indiana, you get 4 seasons. Out here, you get probably 2 seasons. So,
right.
Hot and then somewhat hot.
Advantage Indiana, maybe then. At least numbers-wise, 4-2 right there.
Probably so.
Coach, the success you had at Indiana Wesleyan, 59-7 in the 2 seasons you were there. That success, how do you breed that success and bring that here to ACU? It seems like it's working so far. As Kevin said, currently the number 4 team in the country. You guys are playing really well. Just came back from a really good, successful road trip to Florida. Just the success you had there. How is that translating so far in your first season, in your first, 10 games?
Yeah.
As a member of the Firestorm?
Yeah, I would say Coach Rutter and then the previous assistants, Jay Cole and Trey Clarkson, did a great job recruiting the guys that are on our roster. And just the culture Coach Rutter's developed in the 10 years he's been here. Just being the new guy hopping in from a successful program, you're just trying to add little things here and there to help the program get better. So I would say there's really nothing big that we've come in and tried to change. It's just hopping in where Coach Rutter needs help and giving the best insight we can. So,
have you enjoyed your the acclimation to ACU as you changed from a year ago you were the number 1 team in the country in the NAIA level at Wesleyan, so you bring a little bit of that championship type program, that mentality here to Arizona.
Right. Yeah, I think for us it's just we're the special thing about Iowa was just the culture of the program, and so for Coach Rutter being here for 10 years and for the team that we have, it's all right, what's our culture going to be, and let's lock arms and let's attack that thing every day. And I think even last week in Florida, our team took a ton of steps forward in growing towards who we want to be, not necessarily on the floor, but off the floor as well. There's some success in that last week, and that's the biggest thing as a coach. You want your guys to buy into not only how you play, but how you want your guys to do life on campus and with their families and things that will carry with them forever. So
you probably saw a little growth within your team off the floor. You got to bond a little bit. That Thanksgiving tournament at Kaiser there. And then, let's be honest, you guys came away with 4 dubs as well.
Yeah, we won 3 out there.
Okay. You won your last 4.
We have won our last 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Since that Hope game, we've taken some steps forward and just returning to who we said we want to be at our team retreat earlier this year, which a lot of it is just intangible stuff, right? It's celebrating our teammates and being the tougher team and things of that nature. And it's funny, the ball tends to go in more when the team is more together and attacking the same thing together rather than having separate guys do their own thing. I think we definitely took strides in that direction. So,
Coach, a lot of impressive numbers. One that really sticks out to me is your bench play. In those 3 games, they scored almost 100 points, 97 to be exact, 39 versus Kaiser. Talk about your bench play and how important they were and how great it is for you as a coach to know that your second team, when you bring those guys in, that energy level, that production level does not drop when those guys come in.
Yeah, that's the exciting part about this group is we have probably 10 different guys who could start on any other team in the country. And so when you have that second group who can come in and be productive and you can trust them to give them the ball and do what you want them to do, it's a lot of fun. So I would say our 6 through 11, those guys could go start a lot of different places, but they're buying into their roles, and as we continue to pursue that, it's going to be a special group. So.
Coach, sometimes you got to have some good players too, right? There's a lot of things that goes into the preparation on how you guys break down film, how you prepare.
The Jimmys and the Joes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
As your coaches, and then you go to the player aspect of it. But one of those guys that is a special guy. You use the word special. We were just talking about Giannis, but Angelo Johnson, AJ, the reigning Golden State Athletic Conference Player of the Week, 18 points against Kaiser, 3 boards, an assist, 2 steals. He's a perfectionist, but sometimes you need guys like that to kind of lead the way,
right.
And he does it on and off the floor, and he has an incredible intensity about him and a competitive fire that's difficult to teach.
Yeah, he's a special kid. He's he's from out there in Florida, and we got him, and man, he surely does work hard, and he's definitely grown as a leader too, as our point guard. He's taken strides and gathering our team for huddles at free throws and different things of that nature. But man, he does put in the work. He cares about his body and takes care of it the right ways. He does the work in the weight room, and then on the floor, he's leading our guys, and he's taking the right shots and making the right passes. So he's awesome. He's a great kid.
And you'll see him all over the floor. There's not one area that you will designate. That's where you're going to see AJ. You will see him underneath, banging bodies, taking it to the rack, finishing, doing all those kinds of things. Then the defensive style that he plays with, he doesn't get the credit, the kind of defender that he is. He is one of the top defenders in the GSAC conference. And I could boast that by saying I've seen it for a couple years now. Courtside, he is a tremendous defensive player. Yeah,
he's pretty unbelievable. So on what would have been Friday, we played St. Thomas, and AJ came out. He had to come out of the game with some blood, had to get stitched up, came back in, and basically willed our team to the win. Came in and got 4 straight steals. So talking about kind of a defensive player right there, man. He came in and changed the tide of that game just because he wanted to come in and win it, whether he had 7 stitches in his forehead or not. So. He's a special defender.
Hudson, we refer to guys like that as a stopper, right?
Yeah.
He's a defensive stopper. A lockdown defender, as they say.
Lockdown.
Kevin, they've got a ton of lockdown defenders on this team. Getting more stats from that trip, Coach. 54 points off turnovers in those 3 games, and in this 4-game winning streak, no team has scored more than 76 points. It's just your defense to go along with Angelo. Everybody on this team is capable of locking down the other people they're defending.
Yeah, I'd say that's been our most consistent part of our team this year is how we've been able to guard and take teams out of their stuff. And that just goes to guys buying into what we want to do on the defensive side of the ball. And having guys like AJ and Dennis Flowers and Micah Bradford who can get up and press full court and turn guys.
You got a lot of energy to throw at people too.
100%. Yeah, when you can have 10 guys come in and be fresh and turn the other team's players over, like you can do some special things in transition over the course of a game. So.
You mentioned Dennis Flowers. We picked up Dennis Flowers, DF3 as I like to call him, from Carroll College, who are, I believe, they're number 1 in the country right now. So you talk about another find for Coach Rudder. And as you mentioned, Coach Clarkson and Coach Cole, those guys did. Vandy, Zandy, the rest of them, Coach Ochen. You guys are doing a great job in that recruiting room, no doubt about it. But you look at where was I going with that? I had a good point to bring up there. It was something good. You guys are doing a great job recruiting. I'll just tell you
thanks.
that.
That's where you wanted to go, Kevin.
It was Angelo and anyway, it would have been a good thought, but I had a point to make at some point. We're continuing to work through things. The bench play, where was it?
Bench play. Talk about Marcus Green. He had a really good trip out there to Florida.
Oh, excuse me. It was Dennis Flowers.
Okay,
That's
Flowers,
I started to go to.
Okay.
I got sidetracked with the DF3. We got him out of Carroll.
Yep.
I mentioned they're the number 1
DF3.
team in the country. But how has he been able to kind of integrate himself into this offense? He's another talented 2-way kid, and just you add another weapon. So how's he been able to fit in for you?
Yeah, for him, he's a talented and gifted scorer. And when he takes the right ones, the ball goes in. And I think for him, his defense is what leads to him getting going on the offensive side of the ball. So I think his most underrated part of his game is his ability to guard the other team's best player, whomever it may be. And that kind of leads to his flow offensively, taking threes and obviously getting to the rim and finishing off 2, which he's pretty talented at. So he's definitely a good get. He's a good player.
You coach some great players over at Indiana Wesleyan. Kyle Mangus is one of those guys that let's have some fun here for a second, Coach. I was just going down some of your numbers here, and I just want to say he's 6'4", 220 pounds, 200 or so, we'll say. Very similar to you, right, as far as stature and build, shot ability. Some of your numbers here for some fun: 6, 14, 10, 10, 8, 5, 6, 4, 10, 20. All right, we got 13 boards in there. But fun numbers, right? But then you see this kid Mangus, and
he's a pretty
25, 33, 38, 32, 51, 30, 29. Again, similar numbers to you, Coach. And so,
very similar players.
How do you coach a superstar like that? Where do you try to find a way to add?
Kyle's just a special kid, though. He's the most humble kid I've ever coached. He wants to grow. He comes in and works out every day before practice. And for him, it was just the nuances of the game, whether it's the angle of his step back or finishing off 2 feet better in the paint. It was just little things that over the course of his career, he focused in on. And, man, he was unstoppable last year. He was an unbelievable player.
He could rise up and finish it and do everything.
Sneaky athletic, kind of like myself.
Again, another comparison that I had picked out, right? Just watching you put up a couple in practice.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Similar stroke.
Yeah. He not even close.
All right. Anyway, I digress there, but you guys have some really big GSAC games coming up. We mentioned that you won 4 straight now, 62-61 over St. Thomas, the most recent one. Another road victory. And now we get to play inside the event center. You've had a couple of games there already, but it's a place that ACU plays some really good basketball in that arena. And it's quaint. We get a lot of fans in there, so they make some noise. And then we get Masters on Saturday and, of course, Westmont on Thursday evening. So what do you expect out of Landon Borshore's group and the Warriors from Westmont?
Yeah, so Westmont's a very smart and very unselfish team. They're going to be a tough one, both them and Masters. It's going to be a really fun GSAC weekend here in the event center, and we got to come ready to go. We got to come ready to take the punch. We have a target on our back winning it last year and being a top 5 team right now. So our guys got to be geared up and ready to go because they're not going to go away easy. So it should be a fun one.
Coach, what are some things that you've been working? I know you're getting everybody back from the Thanksgiving break and everybody's trying to get back and settle. So for the practices this week, what are you going to really focus on before Thursday, before Westmont gets here? And then, of course, as Kevin said, the number 17 team in the country comes in and the Masters on Saturday. What are you guys kind of keying on and focusing on to get ready for these 2 games?
Yeah, so for us, it's just about kind of returning to who we are. Obviously, we haven't had a practice in the event center since November 16th. So today was our first one back in there in a long time. So for us, it's, picking up full ball pressure. Offensively, we want to execute, and we obviously want to run in transition. So we're working on little things here and there that maybe could work against a Westmont or a Masters, but just returning to who we want to be on both sides of the ball after kind of having a long break from practicing. We played 3 games last week, and we're in California the weekend before, so it's kind of good to get back in the groove of things and practice.
Coach JC, Coach Cole, and Coach Clarkson, they would share the responsibilities of doing the pre-game scout. How does that work for you and Coach Olchin and maybe Coach Vandy Zandy and the rest of the fellows? And who's got the scout for Westmont this week? I'm thinking that you might, just because you had that knowledge right at the tip of your tongue. But who's responsible?
So I've got the Westmont scout.
Okay.
But, yeah, we split it up between myself and Coach O, and then Coach Jackson Oldham will take a couple teams as well this year. So he's learning and growing as well.
We have 2 Coach O's then, in a sense, right? Coach Oldham and Coach Ochin.
They call Coach O Caleb Ochin because they can't pronounce his last name correctly.
Okay. C.O.?
Yeah, C.O.
Okay.
J.O. We got different guys there.
Right. Yeah. What's your nickname? What would they call you?
They call me Coach Hud.
Coach Hud. Okay, that works good, huh?
Come on,
you like that, huh?
Yeah,
getting after it right there with Coach Hud.
Yeah,
Coach, we appreciate you being a guest. Masters, another one. Masters University will be another great test. Kelvin Starr. They always have athletes. They always have dudes. GSAC basketball, one of the best. I always believe it's kind of an unsung conference, but it's one of the better ones in the NAIA, no doubt.
For sure, 100% agree.
Ed, what else you have for Mr. Hudson Welty?
Yeah, congratulations on the trip to Florida, and I know you're glad to be back home finally. But, congratulations and good luck on these 2 games. Go get them over at the event center. It's just a stone's throw from where we are.
Yep, right around the corner. Appreciate it, guys.
Coach, best to Audra, and continued your fine ways hiking the trails here in Arizona, man.
Let's go.
There's lots of good stuff here. You like Arizona?
I do. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Good times. So, welcome to Arizona, man. We're glad to have you here, buddy.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll see you in the gym. That is Hudson Welty, our coach here. And I know know Rusty Rogers, he's in the barn. He'll be with us next. And don't forget, we'll also have, and I didn't mention this at the top, but Kaycee Brown will be here, and Alyssa Alvarez, the red-hot Alyssa Alvarez, Double A, will join us here on set here in just a few moments. You're watching the Storm Report, Episode 11, for the 29th day of 2021. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Storm Report inside the Tower Grill on Arizona Christian University's gorgeous campus. I'm Kevin Derryberry. He's Ed Cole. And on the set is the head coach of the women's basketball program. That's Rusty Rogers. The pride of Ohio. Let's get into the Browns for a second. Maybe you don't even go there, but did you watch that football game last night? Was that even watchable? Ravens, Brownies?
It was a rough weekend for me between the Buckeyes and the Browns. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
Okay, no problem, because Jim Harbaugh finally got over on the Buckeyes, and that was like history in the making, but whatever. Coach, rock and roll. Congratulations. Last time we talked to you, you guys were getting ready to pack it up. You were heading to McHale. You were going to go on a road trip, and what was that like going into a venue like that? You're good friends with the coaching staff, and it was, a learning experience, right? But the ladies, I'm sure they enjoy themselves, but what was it like to play in that venue?
Oh, that was something. I mean, there was 6,500 people there, and
nice
the biggest crowd we've ever played in front of and I've ever coached in front of. But the atmosphere was awesome.
Yes.
We got blown out of the gym, but we did pick up a few things. We learned a few things about ourselves, and we had a good time. It's never fun to lose like that, but all things considered, I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
That is about the learning experience, right, Coach?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's something you're going to talk about the rest of your life, playing in front of that many people, a Pac-12 team like that, and former national runner-up. So, I hope they win every game this year.
Well, congratulations, Coach. You're on a 2-game winning streak, one at San Diego Christian College and Benedictine University, beat them by 14 points. So you're on a 2-game winning streak. Talk about your team and how the ladies have played over with this 2-game winning streak so far.
Yeah, well, we've been really inconsistent. We finding ways to win, which is always a nice thing. We're pretty youthful in terms of those that are producing the most, sophomores and freshmen, which is a good thing for the future. But we just need to learn from our mistakes and get better. And at times we are, and at other times we're not. So it's been frustrating to this point. But patience is the key for us and for me, for sure, with the youth that we have that are in key roles for us. But when we're on, we're on. I mean, we're one of the best shooting teams in the country, especially from distance. We're almost 40% from three for the season, which is unheard of. But, again, that consistency, especially defensively and rebounding, and then the turnovers have been a real concern for me. So when we get into the heat of the GSAC, we have got to take care of the ball better to be competitive against the top-tier teams, for sure.
I was going to ask you, did you like the way your defense has played? You held San Diego Christian at 27%, Benedictine 28% shooting. Do you like the way your defense has kind of has locked down over these 2 games?
Yeah, the numbers, I just looked at those numbers just recently, and I was kind of surprised, actually. We have kept percent. I mean, that's one of the greatest statistics you can look at in basketball is defensive field goal percentage, and we're doing a real good job with that. And like you said, even better from 3. So we get after it. The girls play hard, which has never been a problem with this squad since day 1 of practice. So that's a huge thing to take into the season and be able to fall back on. We're always going to play hard. These girls, when we just had a practice for the first time, since Thanksgiving Tuesday when we play that game, and the girls are out there playing really, really hard. And apparently they worked out during their turkey day, and because they sure look sharp today. So I was really impressed with that. That's part of the defense is just playing hard and defending shots and getting after it, and we do that for sure.
When you defend shots, you can test the arc, and you defend the arc. It's going to, it's cliche, but your defense can propel offense for you, and good looks, high percentage shots, layups, fast break, transition basketball. There's nothing wrong with having success and building around that as well.
Yeah, we need to get a little bit more of that. We need to create a little bit more offense with our defense. We have these pretty good defensive field goal percentage numbers, but it hasn't really translated what you're talking about, and that's points on the other end, which it puts a lot of stress on our offense. And then, when you give up 15 offensive rebounds a game like we do, and then you turn the ball over 21 times, I mean, theoretically, you're 35 possessions you're giving away every game. So we're kind of fighting ourselves.
You need to cut that number in half, Coach, right?
Oh, for sure. It's way too high of a number. So.
I'll tell you what, when we talk about contesting the 3 and defending the arc, teams have to defend the arc against you. For an example, Alyssa Alvarez is one of those young ladies that's found her rhythm. She's found her range. She can shoot the ball from anywhere in the gymnasium. And most recently this past week, 14 points, 10 boards, 10 assists. From what we can understand, the first ever triple-double amongst the ladies, according to our statistician, Mr. Tim Gosen. So that is a huge coup for her. So congratulations to her. And by virtue of those successes, she was the GSAC Player of the Week.
Oh,
We're going to talk to her here momentarily, but what an honor for her. And she is a lady that can fill it up, Coach.
Well, I didn't even know that news, so that's fantastic for her to get that because earlier in the season she hit the 3-pointer to win a game for us on our floor as well. So she's had some spectacular moments for us in this short season of 7 games so far. But she's the real deal, and we knew going in that she was going to have to guide us, especially with Desiree Gonzalez not coming back. We're searching for somebody to hit that big basket when we need it, and Alyssa's answered the call already a few times this season. She's a special talent.
That's fantastic. And I tell you what, that provides a lot of an emotional lift for the rest of your team. And you were talking about some of the stresses about playing the game. It's kind of nice to have a go-to, player like that in Alyssa Alvarez.
Yeah, we can open up the floor for her, get her in a ball screen action, and she's going to make the decision, the great decision, actually. That's how she gets the assist. That's how she gets the points. She draws fouls, gets to the line a lot. She can just be really super creative. We just don't want to overuse that part of our game. And in critical times, though, we put her in those ball screen actions, spread the floor, and just let her make the decision, and she's done a really good job.
Well, Ed, I don't know if you looked at the schedule. I'm sure you did, but Thursday is a pretty big game inside the event center. And we get the Westmont Warriors here. And the Westmont Warriors currently are the #1 team in the country. Now, they did lose to Masters University here most recently, so they have 1 loss under the belt. Can you guys get your team in position to hand them loss number 2 this Thursday night?
Well, we've definitely got to play better than we've been playing. We talked about all those things that we're not very consistent with. And that's turnovers and and giving up offensive rebounds. So we absolutely have to cut those numbers, like you said, in half to be able to compete with them. And then we turn around, we play Masters, Saturday, which defeated Westmont. So this is just a huge weekend for us. And
this is your gauntlet, right? Your GSAC gauntlet right now, Coach.
It is. Most definitely. Fortunately, we get them at home first. I really believe, though, if our girls are on, if we cut down those turnovers and we hit our shots from the outside on our home floor, which we should be able to, we can compete with anybody because we got some shooters, and as they do as well. But I think we can match them, shot for shot if it comes down to it. So we got to do those little things to make the difference.
And, Coach, I would think one of the keys to victory for these two games against Westmont and the Masters is your bench play. The last two games, they've scored 45 points against San Diego Christian and Benedictine. So I would imagine that kind of production is paramount if you're going to expect to beat the number 1 team in the country and the number 20 team in the country.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel that's an edge we have on both those teams is our depth. However, we got hit. We got an injury with Brooke Polite, and she's going to be out. And then Bailey Slaughter is just recovering from COVID. So that's 2 starters we have out of the lineup. They've been out of the last couple of games, and we've been able to. We showed our depth in those games by girls stepping up and picking up where they left off. So it hurts us a little bit, and they're both experienced seniors. And this is a big game, and they know it. The young kids hopefully will not be that deer in the headlight type of thing. But our young kids, they play with no fear. But to your point, we lose a little bit of that depth with those 2 situations. But we got kids that can come and fill and step up. So.
I know you welcomed newcomer freshman Graciela Roybal. It seems like numbers-wise, she's really taken on this leadership type role and being that proverbial floor general. But I'm curious about Kirsten Schinsky. She was a transfer from Ottawa a couple years ago. She's a sharpshooter. She can shoot the ball. She, too, can really shoot it anywhere around the arc. How is she coming along, and is she healthy? Because I think a part of her game is to be healthy. And where is she fitting in right now in the grand scheme of things? Because she appears to be one of those kind of players that could come in, have a fantastic game, shoot the ball well, and give you a really solid effort against a team like Westmont.
Yeah, Kirsten, she loves challenges. So when she sees Westmont and the Masters on the schedule, she steps up her game. She's just that kind of player. Unfortunately, last game of the year, she hurt her ankle pretty bad, and she's got bone chips in there and elected not to have surgery. So she's been kind of hobbling around, but she's playing on guts. I'm telling you, she's one of our key players. Her shooting kind of overshadows the other part of her game. She is just a heady player, really smart. Obviously, she's not 100% in terms of her quickness and speed, but her smarts. I mean, the girl's a basketball player. She's been playing for a lot of years, and she has great savvy. When the game's on the line, that's the kind of girl I want out there on the floor, and she's provided for us.
Who steps up now with the absence of Brooke Polite?
Well, we went with a smaller lineup over the last week when Brooke and Bailey were out. We went with a smaller lineup, put Kirsten at the 4 position, believe it or not, moved Kaycee Brown into the 5, which we did a lot of last year, but we had Des playing the 4, and Des was a double machine. So we lost a little bit rebounding there this past week, but we kind of just stepped it up with our rotation. The 6th man became the 5th man, and the 7th man became the 6th man, and that kind of thing. And we've leaned on a couple freshmen too. Amari Burnett from Hamilton High has done a really nice job stepping in, getting a few minutes here and there, and doing a really nice job. And then the 6'4" Serene Weckback from San Diego area has stepped up, a freshman who's got a really bright future. She's gotten more minutes at the post. So the question is this week, we have 2 teams that we're playing that are very difficult, and they're very different teams.
Very much so.
Yeah, Westmont is small and scrappy and shoots the lights out. And then we're going to face the National Player of the Year just 2 years ago. Suarez, a 6'5", 6'6" girl. And they can pound it inside, so it's going to be a real contrast. And we got the depth, and we got the roster. We can play both those kinds of ways. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Miss Suarez is a WNBA kind of player. She's the real deal when you talk in terms of that kind of ability, that kind of opponent. She's we used the word special on the last segment with Coach Welty, but. So how do you address that? You've got those 2 different. First of all, it's Westmont, and then that's it. Let's just talk about Westmont first, right? That's the first one. That's the first domino that needs to fall. Emily Vasari, I think she's another one of those young ladies that has a chance to shoot the ball well, and when she gets going, she's one of those streaky kind of shooters. She can really give you a big lift.
Yeah, Emily can definitely shoot lights out. What we got to do is get her all-around game up to par. I think she's shooting 60% from 3 right now. Got to be leading the nation if she had enough attempts. But she's a dead-eye shooter, and this is the kind of game where she could really spread the floor out for us. Westmont, we got to contain them. We got to keep them out of the paint. Every time they get into the paint, it creates help, and then they spot up shooters all over the floor that can nail threes, and that's their game. So, we may play a little zone, little man, try to mix it up a little bit, just try to keep them off balance, just for the sake of keeping them off balance, and just, taking every chance we can defensively, just hammering down and maybe not overhelping as much as we would normally against another team. So we got to really keep them out of the painted area for sure, and we got to slow them down a little bit because they can get out and run. So we got to play good transition defense.
Coach, you mentioned Kaycee Brown sliding over to the 5 position, the young lady from Oregon. What have you seen from her so far in her second year as she continues to grow inside this program?
Yeah, she's a tremendous talent, and that manifests itself in so many different ways. And statistically, she's shooting almost 50% from the floor. She's had a pair of double-doubles already this year with rebounds and scoring. But Kaycee will do whatever it takes in any given situation, including practice. It's just amazing her savvy, her IQ for the game, just knowing what we need when we need it. And that could be a hustle play. That could be an offensive rebound, defensive rebound. She's just a tremendous team player. I know the girls love playing with her because she always gives 100% all the time. Sometimes I got to hold her back a little bit in practice. And Kaycee, come on, that's a nice problem to have. And she just, like I've said so many times, she has completely transformed our team, the way we look in practice, the way we look in games. Because when you have a girl that's flying all over the court like that, you better do something like that, or you're gonna be shown up by your own teammates. So she's raised the level of our team, and those are statistical. Those are non-statistical things. But if you follow us and watch us, you got to admire the girl.
In just 7 games, I don't know if you said double-double, but that's a buzzword.
7 games.
In just 7 games, 11.6 points a game, 9.1 boards a game, and she also averages a steal and a block all in one game. She is a two-way player. She does it on both ends. And you know what's great about it, Coach, is she was recognized as a freshman All-GSAC performer, freshman of the year in the conference.
That's right.
Those are the types of young ladies that you're recruiting right now, Coach. So kudos to you and your staff. And you can't build Rome in a day, so we'll take a couple days and we'll get this thing done in due time. Yeah,
well, Kaycee's been my lead recruiter going forward, too. She's on the phone with kids. She's relating to them. She's spending time with them. The only thing that she hasn't done that I know of is sell popcorn at halftime. The girl does everything for this program. She's a great student, just a great kid, great family, just totally blessed that she's here.
When you're in a kind of fraternity like we are here at Arizona Christian University, you tend to recruit for your own, right? And so here it is. I'm broadcasting the 2A state championships on Saturday afternoon. An incredible young man playing tackle football, and it's like, hey, where are you going? Who's calling you? It's like, nothing yet. But let me just say, hey, check in with my guys at Arizona Christian because we got a stud football program and a great university, and it's just like we've talked about before. It's a very unique, awesome place here at ACU.
Yeah, it really is. And fit to me is the most important thing. This place isn't for everybody, but those kids that have a strong faith background or that want to learn more about the Lord and want to play competitive sports against the best competition in the country. This is the place.
It is.
There's no doubt. We have a great coaching staff on campus as well.
And our facilities, they're top notch and they're on their way. We've got plans. There's an arena coming. It's coming.
Yep, it's a fun time to be here, that's for sure.
Rusty Rogers, our guest on the program. His team is 5-2. We get Westmont on Thursday night, and you can probably watch that game on the GSAC Sports Broadcast Network. Don't go away. We actually have 2 more guests coming up here. Kaycee Brown, the before-mentioned Kaycee Brown will join us, and AA, Alyssa Alvarez, the one-time Horizon Husky, on the set next, we think. Welcome back to the Storm Report, episode number 11, and joining us on the grandest of stage, the main stage right here, to my left, Alyssa Alvarez and Kaycee Brown. Kaycee Brown from Bend, Oregon. Yes, Bend. Not South Bend, anything like that. It's just Bend, Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Scottsdale. The Dale. We call it the Dale, right? Horizon product. Do you like to be referred to as a Husky?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm from.
Okay,
so,
all right,
yeah.
that's cool. Well, first and foremost, we need to congratulate the young lady to my left, and that would be Double A, Alyssa Alvarez. Double A receives the Double D, the Triple Double, and she's also the Golden State Athletic Conference Player of the Week. Congratulations to you on that honor. I believe that's the first time you've had that success, so what's it feel like?
A lot of mixed emotions, coming back from that game and to now, like, we really just got to focus on what's moving forward. And, I mean, I'm excited for the rest of the season, and I'm grateful for this opportunity my team is giving me.
Sure.
So.
You get a buzzer beater in there as well, too, right? So, I mean, not just the triple-double, but, ice water in your veins, line one up and drop it, and everybody goes home, and AC is a winner.
Yeah, crazy.
What was that like?
I didn't believe it was going in, but once it went in, gracious of God, my teammates, to have that surrounding near me, like, what's better than that?
You didn't think the game-winning shot was going to go in, and you probably left it hanging. It looked really, really good. I hit a hole-in-one one time. I was telling the guys behind me, shut up, and I don't like this shot, and sure enough, it goes in the cup. So sometimes that just happens, huh?
Yeah, it just happens.
Kaycee, congratulations to you. Welcome to the program. Bend, Oregon, we mentioned, but GSAC Freshman of the Year, all GSAC in just your first year. Congratulations to you. That was a season ago, but it was a heck of a start for you.
Yes, thank you. It was a good season. Thanks to my teammates, too. Like Alyssa was saying, like, couldn't have done it without them. Pushed me every day.
So, Kaycee, just the growth in your 2 years, I was just looking at your stats. Your numbers continue to grow from your freshman year to your sophomore year. What is it about this program that allows you to put up these kind of numbers and be the kind of impact player that you have been so far for your basketball team?
I think always for me, I'm more like, I guess I call myself the cleanup crew. My team, like Liz, she like can shoot so well, and like some of the other girls and stuff. So I just like focus on working hard, and like you can't really. It's nothing like, I guess, that you can really develop if you work hard. So that's what I focus on, just work hard, get some rebounds. So
Banging bodies down there, huh? In the paint.
Yep.
That's the part of the game that you enjoy the most, is just outworking people?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like a 4 or 5, but last year I played a 5, and that was fun for me. And this year I'm finding that I really enjoy the 5, but I definitely have a 3-point shot to work on.
You don't have the Emily Vasari type of stroke right now,
No,
huh? Or
definitely
Alyssa
not.
Alvarez, for that matter, huh?
Nope.
Well, you know what? One of the things that we do appreciate about your game is that not only do you rebound so well, and you're one of the top rebounders in the conference already, just through 7 games, but almost 12 points a ball game as well. So you're able to score around the basket, so you're comfortable down low.
Yeah, I would prefer download those layups, the putbacks. I know me and Alyssa passed each other a couple times, but I definitely enjoy those closer shots, just working for that stuff.
High percentage, right?
Yeah,
Why
exactly,
not?
right? That's what I'm saying.
Alyssa, for you, your time at Horizon, your senior season, you guys were 28-3. You had so much success with Horizon. What did that do to propel you here to ACU? What you were able to do in high school that led you into your college career? Just talk about your high school, your translation from there to now.
A lot of work ethic. Mainly my point of view is like, if I revolve myself around the family, team, and everything, and then we're all going to be great together. And I'm great because my team is great. Basically, that's just my mindset. Like, it's not about me. It's just about everyone surrounding me. And it's a family culture here, and that's what brought me here.
One of the words that your coach used when we had Rusty on just a moment ago was the word fit. Describe your fit in this offense and what makes you, what allows you to enjoy this.
What allows me to enjoy it is my teammates trust me. And whether I'm playing at the point guard or the last few games I've been playing at the 4, I'm a versatile player. I could involve myself and involve the team, and I'm just a better fit because my teammates help me get better and I help them get better.
Kaycee, because you've played multiple positions even just last week, right? So how about your fit?
Like Alyssa said, I feel like I can be a little versatile. Like I take the ball out, so I'm put in the position where I do have to bring up the ball sometimes. But I also play the 5, so it's kind of like you have to be able to do everything. And we like to play fast, so sometimes you're just find yourself in a spot where everyone just has to fit in, and you're like, all right, like here I am, let's make this work.
And Kevin, I would think that Kaycee and Alyssa, I would think that versatility would let you kind of scheme differently against different teams because you know you can do multiple things. So you've got some really big teams coming in this week. You can kind of scheme differently than what I'm sure they're watching on film. They're probably watching you from what you guys did in your 2-game winning streak, and they're thinking, okay, this is what we're going to get. But you may flip the script and say, no, this is not what you're going to get. You're going to get something totally different from us this week.
Yeah, which is nice because like for me too, being a 5, like I'm on the shorter side. Like I'm not necessarily that big. I'm not a big body in there, but if a big girl's on me, then coach can pull me out maybe and put someone who can also play post in the post. Like even Liz, she could post up, or I know T's done it too. So even to pull me out and get me driving on them or someone else posting up is really nice.
Of course, you're talking about T. Waters. T. Waters.
Yes, yes.
T for 3, I like to say. T does a great job. She's also part of our broadcast crew on the football team, so we love T. Waters.
Yes.
You know, we've got a huge couple of games this weekend, right? We've got a couple of big ones. GSAC basketball. There's nothing better than GSAC basketball. How do you ladies start to prepare, and do you kind of visualize what you might do individually against Westmont? We know all about them being the number 1 team in the country for now, and they have lost, so you know they're not going to be invincible. But how do you guys prepare for this opportunity, this challenge to take on one of the top teams in the country?
My mindset is that it's just another game. You know, we can't go in it thinking like, oh, they're a ranked team and all this and that, but we have to see it as a whole nother game and think of it as a competition that we're going to win. And really, we can't just go in there scared. And I prepare myself if my team prepares themselves also. We're a team here, and we're all going in there regardless the outcome. We're coming in as a team, and we're leaving as a team.
Yeah.
Kaycee Brown, what do you think about that?
I also agree. Earlier in the season, we played Grand Canyon U of A. So, I mean, I personally looked at those games. I'm like, yeah, they're big schools, but it's a basketball game. Like, anything could happen if you work hard and you play together and you trust each other. I think we have a good shot, and we have 13 seniors. So I think that we can all come together and just really want it. I think it's about your heart. And, like, if you really want the game, then you work hard and you play together, then you have a good shot.
I can see you, all of you girls out there at McHale looking around. You got the 6,500 fans that Coach Rogers talked about, thinking Pac-12, just kind of rocking your head going, yeah, this is what we do. We're playing ball right now. And forget about the score. You played a Pac-12 opponent. They're going to be pretty good. All their ladies are really, really talented. So so what was the highlight of that trip besides that venue? I always told it was the stop at the Dairy Queen at Picacho Peak. Is there any truth to that, or am I just beating up the U of A, my U of A faithful?
I don't think I've done that. Have you?
No Picacho Peak Dairy Queen?
No?
Oh, man, you guys are missing out. That's the best. That's the highlight of the 2-hour trip is that Dairy Queen. No?
We're missing out.
Yeah.
Though.
We're healthy people here.
All right, Ed, what else do you have? Because I know Stephanie Suarez is coming up, and she is at one point the NII National Player of the Year. Maybe you'll be banging bodies against her, Kaycee, on Saturday.
Okay, yeah. I mean, is that the 6'7" girl?
Maybe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
I call her Miss Suarez.
Okay.
She deserves and commands
she's
a lot of
pretty good.
respect.
Yeah, I think she was out on for a knee injury, right, last year?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've heard about her. I think it'll be a tough competition for sure, especially with her height. But, I mean, like I said, I think anything could happen. I don't know. It's a basketball game.
Right.
And it's also great that it's at home. You're 3-1 at
Yes.
home. You play really well at the ACU Event Center. And like you said, it's the number 1 team in number 1 and number 20. But as you mentioned, they're just opponents. You just prepare for them like you did for Benedictine or San Diego Christian College or the U of A or GCU. Whoever you prepare for, it's just it's just the next team on your schedule.
Yeah, and definitely don't get me wrong. I respect their game, and I think she's a great player. I've never seen her play, though. I don't think we played Westmont last year either. So I don't know anything about them as well, being just a sophomore this year. So I'm just excited to play hard and just really go for it.
So you're telling me that U of A and Grand Canyon they're just the next game on the schedule, huh? All
Yeah.
right, all right.
Really? I mean,
All
there
right.
was some nerves, but once we got out there, it was just like, oh, like this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
You know,
So
we
it
can't
is.
Like,
just
this is
use
so
it.
cool.
Yeah.
I think as leaders, for you to have that kind of that chill, like that composure, that poise to say, yeah, we're going to go play the number one team in the country, but it's just another basketball game. If we make shots, box them out, rebound, pass, and distribute the ball well, take a couple of charges, who knows? You guys might win the basketball game. It is basketball. I keep seeing your football shirt.
Yeah.
What's going on with the football shirt?
Well, yeah, it's a new shirt. I wanted to rock it, Alyssa, for you, being the GSAC Player of the Week, how does that motivate your sisters when they see that you got that kind of those accolades before what you did against Benedictine, the 14, 10, and 10? How do your sisters look at you and say, okay, if she can do that, I can do it too? That's motivation for them to get to where you were as far as your playing level and that output you did to gain that notoriety. How do you think that motivates your ladies that you play with?
I believe that it motivates them because I've never played a 4 before. And so when I went out there and was doing my rebounds and getting assists, it was just like, if I can do all that, then the players around me can engage themselves. Also, I don't have to be the point guard for another point guard to come in and take that spot for me. When I was put at the 4, it gave other girls an opportunity to play for the 1, 2, and 3, and that should be motivation for themselves. And I'm glad that I was able to show them that if I can do it, then they can do it.
And how gratifying is it to be that distributor, to kick out 10 assists like that?
It's pretty great because I trust my teammates and they trust me. So I could get Kaycee, I could get Liv, Leia, all of them the ball, and I believe that they can do something with it.
I always go back to some of the times when I was playing basketball. My favorite thing to do was to block a shot. I like to send one packing, send one 2 or 3 rows into the stands. And so to give a dime to somebody and they lay it up and score, that's got to be a great feeling, right? To pick a pocket and go down and lay it up and finish one, it's a great feeling. Getting a rebound and boxing somebody out and then starting off with a break is a great feeling. What is it about the game that gives you those great feelings?
Just the environment, the people around me, the cheering, the oohs and ahs, just everyone coming together as a culture. Like, it just brings hype to the gym, and then it makes me want to give out more.
That's awesome. I love it.
That is so cool.
Give out the dimes.
So cool.
You'll get it back and you'll score. You give it up and you're going to get it back. That's how basketball goes quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. And for you ladies, I would think the key for these 2 games is to get out to really fast starts. Because the quicker the starts you get off, the crowd gets involved, as you mentioned, and you guys get hyped up because you know that you got a good start, and I think it'll just it may have a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think recently we've had trouble getting out fast, but I definitely think it's a goal, and I think the last game definitely improved. But we like getting a good start out for sure and playing fast. So.
Another shout out to Leah Mutoni. She's also on our football broadcast. So, Leah, continue to work hard. We appreciate you. Give me an unsung hero on your team, somebody that's kind of unsung, that doesn't maybe get the love that they should deserve or the notoriety, but who's someone out there that just plays well in games and practices, does it on and off the court, maybe in the classroom. Who's somebody that you could boast about, one of your teammates, if you would?
A couple of girls come to my mind.
Yeah.
So is it okay if I say 2?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so actually,
say 10 if you want.
Okay, the whole team actually. No.
Yeah.
So a couple girls. I actually told Ashley Measle today. She just does so much for our team, and it's behind the scenes, like nobody knows it. She just works really hard, and she is always there every day showing up, and she always has a smile on her face and is encouraging people, and that's so important to have because a lot of people don't see that or recognize how important that is. The other one, and the other one's Katie Fairbanks, just because she keeps us together with our faith. She's there praying before every practice. She does our devotional sometimes, and she just really picks us up and works really hard with a smile on her face every day too. It's just incredible that these girls can show up every day and just fill that role for us.
Kaycee, and here's what's cool about Katie. She's in the K fraternity, right? I'm Kevin. You're Kaycee. We had Katie, Katy, so there's nothing funky on the spelling for Katie. But Katie Fairbanks, another one of those unsung heroes on this basketball team. Great stories, ladies. Great stories.
Ladies, before you go, I wanted you to give love to your family. I know, Alyssa, you've got 6 siblings. You've got a brother. Just give love, starting with you, Kaycee, and then Alyssa. Just give love to your family because I know they've been big motivators for you guys to keep you guys motivated and rolling when the chips are down, when things aren't good in your life. Your family, they're your rock. They're people you can depend on and people you can lean on. So, Kaycee and then Alyssa, go ahead and give some shout outs to your family. Give them love.
I would just thank my parents and my brother. They keep me really motivated. It was really nice being home this weekend. I live in Montana now, so I'm from Bend, Oregon, but I go home to Montana. So going home was incredible for me. Seeing my brother and my dad, I haven't seen them since August, so that was really great for me. And then my mom, and they've just always supported me and been there for me through everything. I can always call them, and yeah, so.
I like to thank my dad mainly. He's been my rock for everything, and my 5 brothers and my 1 sister, you know, they all motivate me. And I got 2 little nephews that really like are my biggest blessings, and I want to show them that if I can do anything, they could do anything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just yeah.
Where do you fall among the 7, the siblings?
I'm the 4th one.
The 4th oldest?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that was a lot of fun in that household growing up.
Yeah, all the brothers and my little sister just turned 18 today, actually. Happy birthday to her.
Very cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Alyssa, how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since, when I was little in 6th grade, I played growing up with boys. So once I got in 8th grade, I actually went and played club basketball with girls, and that's when I
remember
actually took serious.
When you first walked into the gymnasium at Horizon High School, I was doing the PA then, and I think for what was it, Coach Cudamore, maybe?
Carmichael.
Carmichael? Okay,
Yes.
Coach Carmichael, Gerard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that name tweaked every time because I always called him Gerald Carmichael. But at any rate, when you first walked in that gym, we were like, okay, and then you started stroking threes right away, and you continued to shoot the ball, and now you've become this player where you're a floor general, you're a rebounder, you can play D. You've really kind of grown up in the last few years, so it's pretty cool to watch you, your maturation, and here you are now leading the Firestorm in the GSAC conference. That's pretty cool.
Pleasure to be here.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Tim, that is going to do it for us. Another edition of the Storm Report. This was episode number 11. We're out of shows for November. We're going into December. And, Christmas is right around the corner, but we got Thursday night in the gym. Let's see. 7:30 for the men. I'm thinking the girls are going to tip off at 5:30, and that'll be on the Golden State Broadcast Network. And then we'll have the fellas at center stage right after that. We'll have the call for that one. And then Saturday, another twin bill for ACU basketball. It's going to be a grand day. For Ed Cole, for Kaycee Brown, Alyssa Alvarez, and Tim Goshen, I'm Kevin Derryberry. We thank you very much. Until next time, so long for now.